Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, bringing you some commentary over some Halo Infinite footage. You're going to see two gameplays today, the first of which is a cheeky 25-0, and then the second one is on the new map. The second map is actually my favorite of the two maps so far. I think it's Fire. I can't remember what it's called. I want to call it Refinery or something, but I may be making that up completely. Not gonna lie, I take some time to remember my map names. I have to get proper addicted to it. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend it or do a little Google cheat and say I'll remember the maps off by heart, boys. I don't. It will take me some time, but I really like Halo Infinite so far. I think it's really cool. I kind of wish we got the chance to practice it against some real players, as I'm sure a lot of people do. I'm a sociopath. I need to inflict pain upon other human beings because it makes me feel better about myself. And right now, I can't do that. I have to just enjoy the moments as they come. But it has been really good for like research purposes. I think your average gamer might not get too much out of the flight testing because if you're trying to be converted to Halo, I think you're gonna need like the unlock system to be there. I think you're gonna want the players to be there. And I think there's not that much meat on it for new players. But I think for people who are like real Halo fans and want to know how the sandbox is going to operate, want to know how it's going to feel, I think there's a lot to dig in here. And personally, I think like they've taken some interesting approaches to the game. I wasn't the biggest fan of Halo 5, as you guys may or may not be aware. I was over Halo 5. I was just like, this is not my Halo. At the end of the day, um, I feel like it's like everyone's probably got a Halo game that's like not up their alley. So many people hated Halo 4, for example, but I didn't actually hate it that bad. I thought it was quite good. So many people hate Halo 3, funnily enough. Like, Halo 3 has probably the most vocal majority of lovers out there, but it also has its minority of haters who are like, oh my god, Halo 2 is so much better. Screw Halo 3, like, it ruined it, la 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 la. That's where it started going casual. I feel like everyone has a game that just kind of like marks a turning point for them into Halo games they don't like. And for me, that was Halo 5. But this game, I feel like, is taking a way more traditional approach. It's definitely, it's got this higher base movement speed so that strafing is enjoyable. Sprinting is only 9% faster than the original base movement. And the power weapon sandbox is really refined. And it's funny, I think they're actually taking an approach of trying to make power weapons more powerful. If you take stuff like the Needler, I think the Needler is like ridiculous, man. It can kill in like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. I don't know what the exact kill time is, but definitely the fastest I've seen a Needler kill in. Um, the rocket launcher, if you test it in the training grounds, the splash damage on it is absurd, and absolutely shoots like a tank. Um, and the additional the new rifles, they can melt shields real quick. I think in general, like the power weapon sandbox, they wanted it to make an impact, which I like that. They're power weapons for a reason. I always say with balance, I'd rather stuff be buffed and more exciting in a kind of chaotic, crazy way, especially as they're pickups. You can fight for these pickups. Um, as long as they don't have like a gigantic ammo clip, I don't think they're going to be making people feel too bad. They're kind of designed to body people, and it feels like that way. The new overheat shotgun, which kind of resembles a scatter shot from Halo 4, I found some inconsistencies with that weapon. I don't really like the hit detection on it too much. Um, but the other shotgun, which looks like a kind of almost like a striker from Halo, I think it's called the Bulldog. The Bulldog feels great. I love the Bulldog. I'm a sucker for automatic shotguns. I think some people said it. Oh, it's a little bit generic. Maybe it looks like an AA-12 from Call of Duty, or it looks like a striker from uh, Modern Warfare 2. I get that the look of it isn't exactly the most fresh, but I love automatic shotguns. And I don't really care what excuse is used to add some power weapons into the sandbox as long as they feel fun and they're done well, with justice. And as a result, I love the Bulldog. I think it's absolutely wicked. The pistol feels great. Very low auto aim on the controller. which is probably quite similar to Halo 5. Um, that's good. It feels really hard to shoot. I've mostly been playing with a controller, which some people would be like, oh, heresy, you're on PC, play it on a bloody, because I'm playing on Steam, through Steam. Um, I'm just so used to the controller, and I think what's great about the bots is it could give me an opportunity to practice aim in an environment where I don't get salty, because I get so triggered by how bad my aim is, and I've got all this ego built up of playing Halo, that if I have to lose like horrendously with this new mouse and keyboard, it's just gonna get under my skin real quick. Whereas playing against the bots is like an environment to do it and not feel the same salt or pressure of needing to adapt and get good quick, which is really nice. Which I guess we'll talk about another thing, the bots. How do I feel about the bots? Obviously, they're apparently increasing the difficulty of the bot by a day-by-day basis over this weekend testings. And I think the bots will be a really nice fresh change, to be honest. I think join in progress has always been a problem or an issue that's talked about for Halo. Quitters in general, and I think this goes some way in kind of addressing that. What's also really interesting is that some of the bots, like, they have like little jukes that they've made, like, uh specific to the meta of Halo. I feel like only Halo players would know to give them this. Like, they have like that awkward, like, oh, they strafe and they crouch for a second. Obviously, I've been playing the level 2 bots, which are a little bit more advanced. This first gameplay I think is against the level 1 bots, but the second gameplay is against level 2 bots, and they have their little moments of, like, they'll just crouch independently within a strafe, or they'll try and go for a ninja in a situation where they're close, or they'll try and rush down for a beatdown when they've got you weak. Stuff like that is really interesting, and it gives it a little bit of semblance of normality. And it used to be the most frustrating thing ever when you'd gotten a gameplay for YouTube and you wanted, or even like a gameplay to show off to your friends, and then it's kind of got that caveat of, oh yeah, by the way, loads of people quit, so we were just playing 4v2 at the end, or 4v1. It gives us a little bit more of a semblance of reality. Now, obviously, I don't think people should be like using montages just against bots or using gameplay just against bots, but it kind of fills out and it pads out that gameplay. And if they're on the hardest difficulty, which we haven't played the hardest difficulty of bots lately, I can imagine them actually being really tricky and really a nuisance, to be honest. They're very good at team shotting and ganging up on you. They're not so good on the 1v1s, is what I've noticed. Like, if you're both full shield 1v1, you're probably going to win every time if you have some Halo experience. But in terms of if they get a 2v1 on you, or they get a flank on you, they can actually be... You see there, that bot just outplayed me there in the gameplay footage. It threw a really nice nade to catch my escape. It went for the crouch strafe mid-fight, and I'm pretty sure that was just like a one-on-one encounter where I wasn't expecting it, but it kind of juked me. So yeah, I'm really fond of the way this new map looks as well. Aesthetically, I think they've this is more up my alley than the first mission. To be honest, I was quite kind of underwhelmed by the first map, not in terms of the way it flowed. I thought the way it flowed was fine and the way it played was fine, but I love a little bit of like Halo sci-fi aesthetic, or a little bit of atmosphere in terms of the way in which the map is built. I love it to harken back to its sci-fi roots and just like Halo ambient, I guess. And I feel like this one does a much better job of doing it. And it also just seems to flow really nice. The lighting is really nice. I think it's much more of a show off of the gameplay and the art style of Halo Infinite. And it's really enjoyable as a result. And to be honest, right now I'm just kind of in this. I'm in a very optimistic state of mind about Halo Infinite. I don't think there's much to look at to be worried about or disappointed about. It's one of these ones where, like, obviously I feel like I'm one of the more skeptical Halo players as of recent. Just because of my age, being a boomer, and all that. But also, I've played MCC at its beginning, and it crushed the life out of me. I played Halo 5 and had disappointment with that. I've experienced a lot of disappointment. So if there was stuff to look at and nitpick, trust me, I would be. But I'm not feeling that much to nitpick right now. I think There is one thing, I guess. I think that they're pushing towards 4v4. I think like in a really big way. You know, this early test showing 4v4 gameplay. Um, you know, a really hard focus on 4v4, which makes sense because, you know, they're testing it. They probably want the die-hard people to test it because, like I said earlier, I don't think this is a test for like the main public at large, because I think they'd get bored of it. I think it's just bot matches. There's not too much for a new player to sink their teeth into. But I hope they don't have a gigantic focus towards 4v4 when the actual game launches, because I think they're going to need a little bit of special sauce for new players. I see a lot of new players coming into this and getting frustrated by not like being good at enough at it, and they're gonna need something else. You know, in CS:GO, you had stuff like CS Lotto, CS Skins, you had the custom maps, you had a lot of like side content that people could sink their teeth into that would kind of bridge a gap towards the main game. And I hope Halo Infinite has something like that. I think that's why a lot of people talked about Battle Royale in relation to Halo Infinite. Now, I hate Battle Royale, but I can admit that it would be a very good inroad if you had a Battle Royale with like Scarabs, Phantoms, you know, all these Halo sandbox pieces. I feel like for a casual player, that's something that would be an inroad. You know, when I think about what got me into Halo 3 Online in a huge way, because at first I was actually a bit skeptical towards Halo 3 Online. I wasn't that good at the beta. It took me a really long time to learn being good at the game. Um, I actually more so played Zombies. I loved Zombies. I thought Zombies was amazing when it came out, or Infection, whatever you want to call it. That was like a massive thing, and then there was like playing Sandtrap, super speed, you know, 300% speed with high movement. It wasn't the traditional things you think about that made me big, and I think like on Halo, I think if you think about Halo Infinite, I think you're gonna want to look at games like Fortnite and think, well, you know, we want players from there. Maybe 4v4 tryhard matchmaking isn't going to be what gets those people into it. Now, I think, as I said, these will be an inroad, so I think 4v4 can get massive and it can do really well. I just hope they don't put all their eggs in that basket, and hope that, you know, like enough people play the campaign so that gets into people. I don't think that's going to work. Like, campaign is a very separate experience, and also you have to buy the campaign. I think if people just got this and just played the 4v4, I think it would be sick for like Halo players and traditional Halo players, but traditional Halo players jumping on this in a massive way is not going to be what gets Halo massive. There's going to need to be some secret sauce, and I hope they've planned something for that. You know, in terms of a mode or in terms of a new gameplay experience. Now, obviously, everything's under wraps, everything's a little bit secretive, so we don't know what's happening, which is really exciting. But my first impressions of this 4v4, I think the base of what's there is really good. I really like what they've, you know, the approach that they've decided to go. Oh yeah, in terms of broken weapons as well, the new gravity hammer, it's got a really long wind up, but the splash damage is the best on the hammer it's ever been, and it can one hit kill from a fairly significant distance in comparison to old hammers. Just had to mention that in as well. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go. I think you guys have got my first impressions. I have been Modest Major. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.